Hello, everybody. My name is Jenna Curtis. I'm a singer, actress, performer, model, show host. I'm a lot of different things. And I just got interviewed by Keith Andrew, and I'm actually back again. We were having an interview about 3 years ago. I'm super excited to be back and update him with whatever's going on right now in my life. A lot of things have changed, and I'm so happy that I'm back. He has been on my show about 2 years ago, which I also have a talk show. It is called Jen on Air. Talk to her. It's a Facebook Live on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time every week. So tune in if you want to hear more about that, and also check out the episode number 10, where Keith and I were having our interview together.
It's Keith Andrew, and you're watching the KeithAndrewNetwork. This is episode 686. That's right. Actually, I messed that up. 86 is my last one. This is 687 of the KeithAndrewNetwork. I'm here with the talented and beautiful Jenna Curtis, and it's great to have you on the show once again.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, thanks, Keith, for bringing me back in. It's been a while.
No, absolutely. Last time, and then anyone who wants to see our last episode, last time you were on my show was about almost 3 years ago. It was during season 461. So go back to the KeithAndrewNetwork, look up episode 461. You get to see our very first episode. As I mentioned when I was on your show, you get to see my brother's bed. Now with Zoom, it's a virtual background, so a big improvement in 3 years. A lot of people think I should have done this from the start, but my fault, whatever you want to call it, I do things ass backwards. So for me, it's always a step forward and 2 steps back. But hey, I could have done this from the start, like I mentioned on your show, but then you wouldn't have seen the growth. You wouldn't have seen the process. You wouldn't have seen me become a better talk show host during 7.5 years. So I guess doing things ass backwards kind of worked in a way, because you get to see the different progresses that my personality kind of expanded. A lot of people say I have a big head. But I don't know. I think it worked out, 7.5 years. A lot of people think if I did this sooner, people would have taken it seriously. Like I said, I do stupid things. So, hey, woulda, coulda, shoulda. You can't look at it like this, and I'm going to pass it over to you. The faster you go up, and this is for anyone, and the faster you go up, is the faster you come down. So you can be on a rocket ship. You be on Disney, Nickelodeon, Fox News, CNN, and a couple months, a year or so, you're back to where you started. People are like, well, what happened? And most of the time, people self-destruct. But for me, I'm taking a slow progress every step, every day. It's a different day. It's a different adventure. And you're just, as my friend once said, and I mentioned this on your show, and by the way, we should definitely plug your talk show in a couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
And, he said, enjoy, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So like I said, you can be an overnight sensation, but a snap of your fingers, you can end your career like that. So the longer it takes, the more scalability you have, and you just want to be a fart in a wind, because you don't want to be known as a one-hit wonder.
Absolutely. And I think there's no recipe for that. And I think everybody has also a different journey. But what I like to do personally also is I like to share my process with people. I want them to see all of it. I want them not only to see the good times when I'm super happy, but also, when I'm sad, because we are all of it. We're all of these parts. And I like to express that in my art and my everyday life. So on social media, I think it's a great way of doing that and showing people that, I mean, everything looks so beautiful, on the outside, but we're humans, we're human beings, and we're living every day and having our struggles. And it is about showing that. And I love your background. And I remember last time you didn't have that. And it looks like a firework. It's like, it's perfect for July 4th, right?
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's usually not really a holiday for me because I'm from Austria. And we don't celebrate July 4th, but I love it because it's Independence Day, and I feel like I'm all about freedom and traveling and living life. So great background and great transition, and I'm happy you're sharing this so openly with everybody.
No, absolutely. And I love your accent. I remember I said that to you 3 years ago, but yeah, anyway, I'm a bad flirt. Anyway, before I put my foot in my mouth, for people who want to know who Jenna Curtis is, you are a professional singer, model, and performer. And I don't want to leave out actress. And don't forget, people can go back to the very first one. So let's give people a little highlights. Like I said, actor, singer, model, performer. When did you start your acting career? Was it in Austria or when you came to the States?
Well, I went to a performing arts school in Vienna. That's where I'm from. And I always had a big passion for musical theater. I love to sing and act and dance and put it all together as much as I can. And when I came to, that was mostly stage though. And when I came to LA, the whole movie industry was something new to me. And I discovered also a big passion for that. It's a very different form, but I feel it very inspiring. And I've been starting to do film acting about 7 years ago, I would say.
Well, 7 years ago would be 2013.
Yes, exactly. That's when I came to LA. I moved to LA 2013. I was pretty much done with acting and modeling. I wasn't I'm probably one of the rare people here that don't come here to pursue acting. But I came to play music. I wanted to find some musicians and tour, and I just wanted to be a hippie, basically. That was my plan. And I came on a tourist visa. So I wasn't even planning on staying even here. I was on a 6 months tourist visa. And I met people here that were doing background work on big movies. And I was like, oh, interesting. You can actually be part of that. Like, I wasn't even aware that it was so easy to get into that once, you have your work permit for sure. But yeah, that was kind of my path. And so I wasn't really pursuing that, but acting just happened. And maybe that happens in that town, in this town here, that you automatically just become an actress or revisit, that again, but in a different form, which was film. And I have to say, I'm really passionate about that. I love being on film sets. I love creating something magical with other people that you can watch after. So
Yeah, like our episodes.
my episodes.
No, like our episodes.
Oh, our episodes. Yes, exactly. I mean, isn't that great that people can now go back and they can check out what we've been talking about 3 years ago? Yeah, I love that. I love that. So we're also creating something cool together.
No, absolutely. And also, as you're speaking about creating something together, you haven't just been on my show for 2 times. I was been on your show recently. And how can people tune in? I know you're on Facebook Live.
Yes, I started this show. It's basically a Corona baby. Because it came out of Corona, me just being by myself, wanting to connect with the world. And I was like, what do? I just go live. I just talk about whatever, and I connect with people that way. And it developed into a whole show, into a talk show also. And because I was curious how people are experiencing this time, I was missing my actor friends, and I wanted to create together. So I do this on Facebook Live right now. This is where it started. about 2 months ago, actually. The show started 2 months ago. It's growing every week. We have more viewers every week, and we're starting to actually really expand that format now. And think I have people that are working with me and that want to help me expand. So yeah, Facebook Live. If you find me on Jenna Curtis, Jenna Curtis, it is called Jen on Air, my show. On air because it's a lot about, you know, traveling, to inner and outer traveling, like internal traveling also. It's a very inspirational show where we bring on people, you know, like heroes and that have transformed their own lives and that, you know, have found a lot of courage to go for what they wanted to do. And this is why Keith was on my show. Also, he was just perfect, a perfect example for, you know, somebody who has not let limits rule his world and get in the way of doing what he wanted to do. So why am I talking in third person? You're sitting right next to me. So Keith, yes. So this is why I wanted to talk to you on that show. And it was really great. So Jen on Air, talk to her. That's what the show is called. I'll be uploading that was like, I think we were on episode 10 now, if I'm right, because I just found out that I actually had 11 episodes. So I just found out last week that the last one was number 11. So we will be uploading all the stuff on YouTube also, so people can watch it. And it's fun to go back to, because as I said at the beginning, I had no idea what this is going to be about. I just went live, and you can actually watch that when you find my first show. I think it was April 14th was my first show of Jen on Air. Yeah.
So what was your motivation? Was like, did you just get tired of sitting on the couch like, I'm bored? Or was it like something that's flipped the switch, like, I want to do like your own show? Or what was that motivation for you?
Mm. Well, I think the biggest part was, of course, that I am quarantined alone, which I think is actually a great thing, because you get really creative. You're like, what do I do? And I never get bored. Like I'm I'm just very, very creative, and I'm kind of used to being alone, and I like my alone time a lot because I create a lot. So it was like, okay, it felt like in my childhood, back in my childhood, when I was spending a lot of time in my room. Even back then, I was just doing puzzles, I was playing music, I was, being with my cat. Like I was just fine. I didn't, I just needed food to come in from my parents. But then I was like, okay, bye. I want to be alone again. And so I'm very used to this situation, and I like it. But there was a need for connecting with other people. And at that time, I started going on live on Saturdays and started a podcast just like that. I was just talking about, inspirational stuff and self-development, and people really liked that. And this is how I found the connection to say, hey guys, how are you actually doing? I talk a lot, but how are you actually doing? And wanting to connect, I think, was the major reason for starting a show like this, like Jen on Air.
It's funny you should mention that. And the other question I was going to actually say to you, there is actually a device, I think it's called Switchboard. There's so many different things, but I got an email from saying, hey, you want to use Switchboard? And I'm like, oh, what is it? And pretty much what it is it connects your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can go live all at the same exact time. Of course, it's $35. So I was thinking about it, but maybe. But have you ever thought about expanding your show? Like, for an example, say Tuesdays, it's let's say Jenna. Then say Thursday, you go on YouTube, because the more viewers you get on YouTube, the more likely you get viewers and money and sponsors, all that. Have you thought about reaching out to different platforms?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's right now it's a little bit limiting on Facebook Live only, because people from the outside can't really find me.
Yes.
So we still had I think it was your show when you were on. I think we had 12. Oh my God. It was like coming.
Hey, anything can happen live.
It's like nobody's ever calling me. Like, why are people calling me now in quarantine? To get back to your question, yeah, it's a little bit limiting right now. But I think on your show, we had even like 1,200 views that day. I think it was
Yeah.
1,200. And it's a lot, for a show that just started. And I had people in the past weeks coming my way and offering me to bring this whole thing into a studio, actually,
Lucky.
which is really fun. I mean, it would still be a live stream. I prefer that because I can really talk to people all over the world like that. But they would help me with all the technical stuff, and they would be able to stream live on different platforms. So I was thinking about that, and even just uploading the episodes that I had in the past on YouTube will help to find more people. So I think right now I'm at this point where I need to ask myself those questions. So the switchboard idea actually sounds really good, because Instagram is also really big. And it would be great to just reach more audience and have more people watch, for sure.
No, absolutely. And there's hundreds of different ones like that, but Switchboard was just one of them. I think the other one was, I can't remember the price, but it was called Boxcast. And what that is, well, Switchboard is pretty much what I saw was online based. Boxcast is like a device you hook up to your camera, and as you're recording from your camera, it's hooked to your computer, and that it does live streaming. So that's a little different and a little more advanced. But I don't know, there's so many different platforms out there. For you, what I would recommend, and was my biggest mistake, is make a fan page and take pictures with people, meet celebrities, tell them your story, and that's constantly get your numbers up. And once you have a solid foundation, then you can take off from there. For me, I was throwing crap against the wall to see what sticks. Yeah, I kind of did like the expression trial by fire. If it doesn't work, try again. But if you have a strong idea and a passion for it, you should go out and do whatever. But a fan page, I don't know if you have one, but fan page would be a good start.
Yeah, no, not yet. I think what we've been talking about right now, like my little production team and me, is that we want to do a show opener. That's the next step, kind of, that we make the show like more professional, because now it's like I go live and I'm like, hello. And I mean, it looks professional with that app that I'm streaming from, which is Be Live. It's called Be Live. And it's a pretty good platform because you can, put the names of people that are with you on the show. You can put topics, what you're talking about right now, what the show is about. So that was pretty good to start off with. But yeah, definitely a show opener like you have, like yours. I love your show opener too. It's important for people also to, remember it. So I think that is the next step. And then, of course, building more pages with the content on it, and fan pages for sure.
No, absolutely. And whatever thing you said, how having a brain fart, how I like to make my show different, because I like Bill Maher and I like Bill O'Reilly. So I've been watching Bill Maher, and it's kind of like 10 minutes, 15 minutes go by, and then you flash the person's name underneath the screen and what they're doing. And then you say, take a commercial break. And then you can have people who say, you're on to Jenna and Curtis' show, great show, support. You can say, it's like one of those sound bites that you're now listening, but you have multiple people that's doing like a commercial. So when you take commercial breaks, it kind of gives them that illusion as saying, it isn't just a straight format thing. It's, you have an introduction, like when I do, like what we're going to do after, you're going to give a recommendation. That would be played before the episode starts. And then that's my new introduction. Then it jumps into the episode. Then we're going to take a commercial break. And then during that break, you can promote different things. And when you come back, it's kind of like the last 10 minutes for me, pass the show over to you, and then it's make it more interactive, and it's kind of like
Hmm.
the same old process. So if you
Yeah,
feel
just more elements, right? More elements, making it more interesting for people. So yeah, that's definitely something that's important to figure out, you know, um, what makes people listen more and what keeps them interested. And also, I had on my last show a past life regressionist. Like I was doing a past life regression last week, and I had him on the show with me, and I was documenting a little bit of my journey with around that. And I think elements like that are interesting too. You know, that you have experiences, you do something fun, and then you just talk about it and bring it in, or bring the people in that have done something fun with you. So I will definitely do more of that. I have some offers already, some fun ideas of what Jen on Air can do. It's going to be a little bit dangerous, maybe. You know, but it's also going to be fun, and yeah, also sharing fun things, you know, doing fun things. And especially in this time of, you know, I mean, now we're having another quarantine or something
yeah.
coming up here. Everybody's shutting down everything again. We're like, we need some entertainment, people. And that's what we're here for, Keith. This is what we're doing. We're entertaining people. We're bringing in other interesting people to talk to. And yeah, I think it's great.
No, absolutely. Now I'm gonna pass the show over to you. But you did bring up the quarantine. You know, my dad said, you know, back in January, and this is the truth, if they just shut down everything for 6 weeks, had everyone stay home, we wouldn't be going, hypothetically, we wouldn't be going through where we're going now. But as soon as he said, okay, it's freedom, you know, you can go out, go to the beach, no mask, no gloves, like, all right, yeah, and now people are complaining, you know, I have a medical
Yeah.
condition and I can't wear a mask. It's like, then stay the freaking at home. Then stay home. It's like you have all these jackasses going to the beach and going to the restaurant,
I
and
think what really happened, you know, I think what really happened was everybody was pretty good, and then the whole protesting started.
yeah, that too.
And then everybody went out. And of course, you know, people were quarantined before, so they were just craving connection. They were like, oh, we need to fight for something together. And of course, they run out together to fight. I mean, it's great, you know, that they're doing something about it, you know. And but at the same time, I feel like that was not very productive when it comes to corona, because now we're back and there's more people sick because of course they were all hanging out. I mean, if you were seeing like a photo of Hollywood Boulevard in LA, like that was crowded. Like, no wonder. I'm not surprised. But I guess, you know, I mean, we just keep doing what we do now, and we're hoping for the best. And I hope we get to experience this year outside a little bit, you know, at least before the year is over.
Well, wishful thinking, but I hope you're right. But the good news, but before I tell you the good news, no, I gotta tell you the good news.
Yes, good news. I'm up for good news.
Supposedly there's going to be an antidote by January because there's a bunch of countries where they're doing different testing. I think there's like 90 testings going on, but there's one in China and there's another one. I can't remember where it was, but it's supposed to be like by January. You
Mm.
know, it's supposed to be. But I actually
Yeah.
forgot what I was going to say about it.
But the good news, I
That
mean,
was the good news. um, Before the Black Lives Matter, you know, they were talking about vaccines, and then I guess they didn't really find anything, so they kind of wanted to distract people. Because of course, Black Lives Matter, of course that does. But once that started, some people actually forgot we're in a quarantine, and
yeah.
they just completely stopped talking about the vaccines. And now people are like, huh, whatever happened to that vaccine that we're talking about? And now they're talking about it again. So hopefully by
Mhm.
January, 1 year of this, should be enough. But if people just follow directions, wear masks, wear gloves, to not make stupid comments like saying Corona, it's nothing more than a common cold. It's like, how many people died from this thing and you're comparing it to the common cold, it's, I don't know, I don't mean to complain to you, but it's just saying if people just wear their stupid masks and gloves, social distancing, at least you can get a handle on the situation instead of saying, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, yeah, totally. And I also think, if everybody would take that very serious right now for another few weeks, then we would get rid of that and then we could just continue living, but no exceptions. I mean, I heard yesterday a friend of mine was posting that, he read that, certain bars have to be closed, other bars can stay open, some restaurants can stay open. It's like, what's the difference? Like, people get together, and people are confused. You never know what's going on right now if you actually supposed to wear, I mean, the masks, yeah, I guess everybody's supposed to wear them. Back in Austria, people are back to normal. Nobody's wearing the masks. So it's just a matter of time, until, and it was pretty fast. It was, just overnight. They were like, oh, everything is normal again. It's like, uh-huh. Interesting. So we will see what happens over there. I hope that they have figured it out and that they're okay. I want to travel at some point again. I want to go home at some point and visit my family. So it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year, because usually I go back home once a year for like, I don't know, 1 or 2 months. And yeah, so this year has to be on Zoom family calls. And
Well, if you want, if you're not doing anything for Thanksgiving, we can always hang out and talk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll see how things are in the world around Thanksgiving.
Now, I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, was there anything you wanted to know, anything you wanted to promote? This is your time.
This is my time. My time. I think we talked about Jen on Air, my show, which I'm very excited about. I wasn't sure if this is going to be something that I would be doing after quarantine, but I actually want to keep it and I want to expand it even. So I'm very happy about that Corona baby of mine. Yeah, it's called Jen on Air. Talk to her. It's on Facebook Live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And we're working on it to make it more interesting and bring more show elements to it. And also I have some fun film stuff and acting stuff coming up as soon as we start shooting, which is just a matter of time. And I'm getting ready for that. I am actually on a new diet. I have a new workout routine. I'm like getting all badass. And so I can chase the bad guys, because that's really the roles that I want to play, more of the Bond girl stuff that will also help my accent that I still have and that will always be there. And I actually like it. I'm happy about it now. There were times in my life where I was trying to get rid of it, but I was like, no, why? Why would I try to be American if I'm not, So it's like, I'm European. That's interesting enough. So I keep that, and yeah, but that's about it, I think.
And it doesn't hurt to be different.
I'm just expanding in all directions, acting wise and modeling wise. And I'm singing also. I'm doing a lot of things and artistic things myself, but the other part is now my show. So these two things I just keep doing.
No, absolutely. And I don't think you should lose your accent. There's other people who I interviewed on my show and are like, oh, well, I don't know, just this one Asian girl who I interviewed say, oh, my accent gets in a way. I can't get certain parts. And I'm like thinking, those are more excuses. And it's like, and your agent sounds like an asshole and say your accent's getting in the way. Mm-hmm. People with accents fit certain parts and they usually get the parts too. Yes. Look, you're smart, you're beautiful, you have a nice accent. I bet you're gonna be a wonderful actress. You are a wonderful actress. You gotta do these great things. If you have the looks and the passion for it and the heart for it, you can accomplish anything. And don't look to make excuses, because it's always good to be yourself instead of being a carbon copy.
Absolutely. And I think it's really been the first thing that I had to learn also while working in LA, is that at the beginning it was more like, you see what they want to have you for, what they want to book you for, and you adjust to that. And then I was like, no, that doesn't make me happy. You know, I need to figure out first, like, what do I want? And who am I? And where do I fit in? So it's more like you turn it around and you empower yourself and you say, no, this is who I am. So this is what I want to do. And then you go find those opportunities and you find those agents that know about that, and they place you exactly where you want to be instead. So you don't feel like you're going to an audition and you have to pretend to be somebody else. You're like, no, I told you guys already, this is what I do. So put me there, and then you go there and can be yourself. So yeah, so it's been, I think it's the number one thing here in LA, especially, to first figure out who you are and what you want to do, and not change first, because you will always feel uncomfortable going to an audition or doing a job. You will, if you mold yourself into something that you're really not.
I agree with you 100%. Now, I do have a couple of questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, when I first approached you to be a guest on the air the second time, what was your first honest? I want you to be brutally honest.
Brutal honesty.
So when I approached you the second time, what was your honest opinion about coming back on the show? How do you feel now, and would you recommend it for other people?
Well, I thought it was amazing that we were catching up again, to be honest. And I know, wasn't it, I think you approached me and I said, hey, I want you first on my show. I said, let's have you first as my guest, and then I do a second show with you. Right. But yeah, I'm really happy that we're back, and that we can kind of also compare and look back a little bit. I mean, 3 years ago is a long time. A lot of stuff has changed. Our backgrounds have changed. Right? Our backgrounds have changed, our stories and our experience. So yeah, I think it's amazing what you're doing here, you know, inviting people, encouraging people also to go for what they want to do, showing them that there's really no limits out there in what you can do. And you are a great example of that, based on your own story. And yeah, I love your show. I think it's great to be back. Thanks so much for having me.
No, I'm looking forward to part 3 down the road. Now, I do have
Absolutely. Let's give me 3 years. Or give us 3 years.
Maybe like a year or so.
Okay.
I try to keep it like between a year and a half, but things do come up, and you know, now I gotta do a delivery.
Yeah, yeah. We will see. We will see where we're at in a little bit, and can't wait to be back. And you know, when my show is set up more, maybe you will come back too.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. Now, stay tuned. I do have a couple questions for you off the air. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to another one down the road.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abbey.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spank.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.